Hi everyone, you are now tuned in to Beautiful by Nadia on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm going to be talking about a topic that is very personal to me, and I've been getting a lot of requests to speak more about it, so that's why I decided to make this video today. The topic is interstitial cystitis, and it is a chronic illness that I have been affected by for about the past, I want to say 6, 7, 8 years. Now, if anybody out there that is watching that has experience dealing with this illness knows that sometimes it can be difficult to diagnose. So initially, the first couple years I was dealing with it, I didn't know what it was. And it was a process of lots of doctor's appointments, lots of just annoyances trying to get to the bottom of what I was dealing with. A lot of denial. I didn't want to be experiencing what I was experiencing, the pain and the physical symptoms that I was dealing with. But over time, it's become a healing journey that has taught me so much, and I've come to actually see it as a gift and a blessing that I was given to enhance my spirituality and my healing gifts and my purpose on this planet. So I want to make sure that you're in a safe place and you're comfortable and relaxed while listening and watching this, in case anything comes up that may be triggering for you. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with this illness, interstitial cystitis is commonly characterized as a bladder condition. Its symptoms are chronic pelvic pain, frequency of urination and urgency, and other symptoms such as fatigue and mental exhaustion. So for people dealing with this illness, it can be a lot to handle. And when I first dealt with it, I didn't handle it well at all. It affected my ability to work, it affected my relationships, it affected my overall quality of life to the extreme. And it took me through a journey to get to the bottom of what was really going on with me, because I found that doctors that I was seeing, as hard as they tried and as much as they cared, they couldn't really help me get to the root of my issues. It was work that I had to do for myself. No doctor could do it for me. One of the main breakthroughs that I had was receiving acupuncture. It was the first time that I had been completely pain-free in years. So at that time, I realized that there was a connection between the energetic pathways in the body and the pain that I was experiencing. Now, a lot of people have the experience of going to the doctor for a chronic pain condition and being told that they need to see a psychiatrist or they need to be prescribed antidepressants. There's few things more infuriating than being told that the pain that you feel in your body is all in your head. But there is a very strong brain-body connection, and often trauma that is too big to be processed mentally does transfer into the body. These energetic pathways are all connected. So when I had the experience of that relief from my pain with the acupuncture, I knew that it was something that I wanted to explore further. I explored all different types of traditional healing modalities, Reiki, massage, reflexology. I switched from a typical, pretty unhealthy lifestyle, drinking, going out, eating processed foods, just a typical American diet that most people eat, to a very healthy, more natural, less processed diet that I still practice to this day. I had to quit drinking completely. I had to cut out a lot of things from my diet. And those of you with interstitial cystitis know that that's the number one recommendation for healing from interstitial cystitis is a change in diet. So at the beginning, the change in diet was a little overwhelming. I learned that all the typical things that work for a lot of people in our society don't work for all of us. Some of us are just more sensitive, and we need to be mindful of that when making our decisions. We can't just go along with the crowd. We can't eat what everybody else is eating. We can't drink what everybody else is drinking. We have to follow what our body says and listen, take heed, and do what's right for us. A lot of Western medicine has really been unable to deal with a lot of these chronic illnesses that have been popping up more and more. Fibromyalgia, interstitial cystitis, IBS, and a whole host of other illnesses that people are being diagnosed with. They're not able to find healing in the traditional Western methods of pharmaceuticals and surgery and hospitalization and all those things. So they're turning to the traditional global methods of healing that have been passed on for generations and generations. And the reason why these methods are so ancient and are still practiced today is because they work. Many cities have community acupuncture clinics, and I recommend visiting one if you have one local to you. They operate on a sliding scale, so if you're low income, you can receive affordable acupuncture. And if you're of a higher income, you can still receive affordable acupuncture while supporting others who are low income in receiving the same healing treatments that you're receiving. You can work with your acupuncturist on specific areas and let them know where your pain is. They know where to place the needles to alleviate that pain. I recommend trying the Beautiful by Nadia 40 Days and 40 Nights Spiritual Detox Challenge. Work out every day, do yoga every day, and engage in these healthy detox diets. When you do a detox diet, you strip away all the extraneous foods that aren't really agreeing with you, and you can build back in to see exactly how eating tomatoes affects you or eating onions affects you. Because when you've made your diet very bland and you've eliminated a lot of processed foods and things that are irritating you, then you can really focus on one thing at a time, and that way it's not so confusing and overwhelming when you do experience those symptoms. You can think, oh, okay, I had tomatoes, I had juice. You'll know where it came from, and it can give you a lot of relief. Just the mindfulness of watching yourself and seeing what you do and how it affects you can go a long way. I also recommend daily meditation. As soon as you wake up, before you go to bed, or whenever you can fit it in your day, at least 20 minutes of nothing but mindful meditation. You can do it silently. You can listen to a guided meditation or listen to some soothing music. Giving yourself that brain space and allowing your mind to unwind goes a long way to healing those energetic pathways and allowing the rest of your body to unwind, to not feel that tightness, that tension, and that chronic pain. Try it and let me know how it goes. Probably the single most beneficial practice that I have adopted is the practice of yoga and meditation. I had no idea how high stress my life was until I changed my life. Until I got sick and I realized I couldn't live like that anymore. The stress was literally killing me. And I knew that I couldn't survive it. I couldn't survive like that. So previously I had a job. I was a workaholic. I devoted all my time and energy to that job. I was obsessed with it, and it seemed like nothing else mattered. That was the most important thing in life. Well, then I got sick and I couldn't function the way that I had been. I couldn't keep my job, and I had to choose another career path and find a new way of working that would work for me in my new condition. That's what led me to becoming an esthetician and practicing spa therapies. What I've learned is that some of us have a tendency to take on a lot of excess energy, and the energy comes from other people. It comes from experiences that we have. It may come from within, and it's not being cycled properly. So now that I know all this, it changes the way that I deal with my condition. Before, I would feel pain and I would stress about it. I would talk about it, and I found that the more that I talked about it, the more that I tried to explain to other people what I was going through, the worse it got. And it's true what they say, what you focus on is what grows. Now, when I feel the pain, it's much less frequent. It's not constant like it was at first. Because when I'm telling you, when I say constant pain, it was constant pain. And those people out there that deal with interstitial cystitis know what I'm talking about. The feeling of never having a break, never having relief from pain. Well, now I have relief from pain because of the practices that I've adopted. And when I feel that tightness, that tension, or that pain in my pelvic area, I know what it means. It's my body communicating with me, telling me that I have excess energy that I've taken on that I need to release. It's telling me that I need to fill myself up with positivity, positive intentions, and positive healing energy. I don't need anybody or anything to do this. I can do it for myself. And you can do it too. All you have to do is just make the choice to do it. Make the choice to consciously release whatever you're holding on to. Whatever anybody has thrown at you or stuck on you from your day, from your kids, your family, your coworkers, your boss, from a random road rage incident, whatever it is, just let it go. And focus on the positivity in your life, the abundance that you've been blessed with, and all the beautiful things that you imagine for yourself. And fill yourself up with that. Feel your whole body being filled with that as you release all the things that don't serve you. This is how I move energy throughout my body to heal those blockages and those areas of pain. What I came to realize through my practice of yoga, meditation, receiving acupuncture, and in my research about the meridians of the body is that our pelvic region is very complex, and there are energy pathways just going all throughout that region. So what I like to do is visualize there's a blockage there when I feel the pain, and I just visualize the energy moving through, moving around. I circulate it through my body with nothing but the power of my imagination. And you'll see when you adopt this practice that the imagination is a very powerful tool. If your mind is strong enough to transfer pain from your mental to your physical, it's strong enough to remove that pain and ease that tension and let energy flow throughout those blockages so that they're clear and you can be clear too. You know, we all have a variety of life experiences. Whatever you're holding on to from your past, whatever you experienced, whatever happened to you, you have the power within yourself to heal from it. And you don't need anybody else to give you permission, and you don't need anybody else to give you a prescription. You have the power intuitively within you, so use it. I made this video by request because I received a lot of feedback and interest in speaking about this topic. And initially, it's funny because I really didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want anybody to know that this is something that I deal with. You know, it's kind of, it can be embarrassing. It can be hard to admit that I'm only human and I have a human illness, just like a lot of you out there. So it's been empowering to share my struggle and my story, and to realize that I'm not alone, and to give that, to give back to other people that deal with it as well. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Your Beauty Bliss. I'm on Facebook, Beautiful by Nadia, and of course, check out my website, beautifulbynadia.com, where you can get linked into everything that I do. Thank you so much, and happy healing.